Greetings, Zelda 1 Randomizer race fans. Welcome to Speed Gaming Swiss Week 5. We have the 2 and 2 runners this evening battling for their chance to make the main Hyrule bracket. My name is PDX Rex. Joining me is Neo Nonane. From now on, canonically, will be referred to as Stats and Facts. Bringing you Money Mercs versus Special K this evening. Neon, what's going on, my good friend?
Well, Rex, or should I say stats, I am very excited to catch this race tonight. This is, well, I mean, it's promising to be a big one, and there's an awful lot on the line. Like you said, they're racing to have an opportunity to be part of the high roll bracket. In the high roll bracket, you're guaranteed a spot if you can go ahead and you can pull 3 wins off in the the 6 week Swiss bracket that we have, or the Swiss section. But we do have some people that'll make it in at 2 and 4. But you get a win this week, you are guaranteed in the top bracket. So we are going to see what people are working for right now.
Well, it sounds like you have had your pot of coffee for the evening, and I'm glad that
Sure
you've done
have.
that. Just remember that I am facts, you are stats. And we have
Oh,
an
that's the one it
immediate
is. Yes,
9
yes.
on Money Mercs' side. Was that a 7 on the
That is a
Triforces?
7. Oh my goodness gracious.
I love it. I love instant knowledge. We know exactly what we need to do at this point. We need to find the silvers. We need to find the bow. We need to find 7 Doritos. And then we are right back to the start screen.
Going to make for a very good one. There's a lot of great opportunities they're going to get by having level 9 so close. You can basically be anywhere in the overworld and still make sure that you can find your way back there. So from a routing and a strategy perspective, gonna be simplistic, but hey, why don't we start off with the easy stuff? Let's get a sword first.
Yeah, I like finding a sword first. It's one of my favorite kind of first things to find. But the Armos item might have some kind of goodies too. Could have a nice wand. Could have a white sword. Maybe could have a coast heart. I mean, we don't know. It's part of the cool flags that we're running right now. We got a lot of things shuffled in to the dungeons in the overworld. But what we do know is that we will have 1 heart per dungeon. We just don't know if it's going to be on the floor or if it's going to be in a staircase.
And we'll add a little bit more to some of our newcomers here. So we're gonna have 1 heart on the floor for 1 through 8, as you would, or I'm sorry, 1 heart in 1 through 8. Nothing at 9, of course. But that coast heart is in the shuffle. So one of our dungeons tonight, if we do not find that coast heart under the Armos, the White Sword item, or in the coast heart spot, then we are going to have 2 hearts in one of our dungeons, which should make for some very exciting stuff while we figure out which one has it and where is it worth digging.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Armos item, a red candle, is really interesting in this matchup because Special K is one of our sword-less type players. He doesn't mind going without a sword for long periods of time. So an early red candle for him could be huge.
Yeah, this could be a good setup. We're going to get a peek over here at Death Armos over on Special K's side, and Mercs has made an interesting choice to go to the waterfall and actually the waterfall area and check out 1Q5 very early on in the process.
Yeah, sometimes when I get an early any road up here, I'll go ahead and I'll do the slow walk up just because it's you might not be getting back over to the east side, and it's just kind of an easy way to get up here, get this out of the way, and move on.
That's not the worst small secret I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's not what you want to see on that long trek up there, but I think going back to the start screen is probably good for Mercs at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of hit the so to speak dead end of that section right over there anyways. It's hard to get back into any normal routing, and ouch, Special K taking a hit at that Southern Forest Armos. Now we know it's not the Armos item, but could be something good there.
It could have been the wood sword there. Wood sword can roll into those open caves, and the Armos are included in that.
As people are asking about stats, incidentally in chat, the 7 Triforces, 25% chance that we get the 5, the 6, the 7, or the 8. It is equally distributed, and so we're having a very exciting run with the 7 today.
Yeah, I think that we just like the range was like 24.8% to 25.2%. Like it was very narrow margin of distribution between the 4 Triforces.
And so we got to see some of the effects of this flag set over here on Special Case side too. Found a candle, bought a candle, moved on with the candle. Going to your point about Special K likes to maybe do a little bit of the swordless stuff, you're not finding those candles in a take any. I know we've seen a take any already, anyways, with no candle in there. But your candles aren't free. You're gonna have to pay for your candle today, unless you can find that red candle somewhere.
Yeah, Candle immediately pays off for Special K, gets him into cage 3 with an immediate staircase. This is probably going to be a transport based on, you know, the wall layout. So probably not going to see too much of this room besides, I mean, this room could drop, right? So we're going to clear these keys out real quick and then move on to the rest of the dungeon. Mercs, on the other hand, bought a key and we saw a pretty cheap meat. I think it was 56 on the meat price.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Now, hopefully we don't need a meat block. We don't need to deal with the meat block. Not common that we do, but also not zero. And sometimes they can show up at the most inopportune times.
Yeah, I played 2 meat block back-to-back seeds the other day. Super fun.
Yeah, super fun, huh?
No, actually it wasn't. No.
So while we're talking about some stats and facts here today, I want to throw out some stats between these two. So Mercs and Special K, they have actually raced in 26 different races together. Their very first race was back in June of 2023. Now that of those, only one of them has ever been head-to-head, and in that head-to-head race, Mercs took the win. Right, and out of the 26, Mercs has had a little bit of a favor over Special K, but they're, you know, the margins are not large. You know, there's definitely an evenish feel to the conversation today. Nice find on that Triforce in 3, by the way.
Yeah, he got the heart to drop on the floor too, so he's up to 4 hearts now. Looking for the staircase room. Might be. I mean, this enemy set's kind of tailor made for what Special K's got going on here. One hit enemies, but this room is going to strand him. Yeah, heck. While we're talking about these guys, let's talk about them.
Yeah.
So Special K joined us April 2nd, 2023, and Mercs joined us May 27th, 2023. So these guys are like within a month of each other, a couple months of each other, joining the community. Special K, 328 races, Mercs, 312. So, you know, like we were talking about earlier, these guys joined at the same time, a little different style of play. Mercs has kind of a little bit more advantage, probably from his vanilla experience. But Special K, I know runs a lot of offline seeds, does a lot of the swordless stuff. So this will be an interesting matchup, a clash of styles, as one would say.
Speaking of some clashes over there, we saw Special K in one of the moments you hate to have happen on a stream when everybody's watching. He went for a ride. The Wall Masters decided to take him on a trip. Ooh, and almost did a second time too.
Yeah, he's trying to get everything he can out of this dungeon before he leaves. He's running into too many rooms he's not going to be able to handle as Mercs finds the Armos item as the book. I love a good early book. That means our hints are going to be in play.
Yeah, hints are helpful. We get to rock and roll with those hints today. So that means that everything that we see is going to be truthful for the hints that show up. And only on Mercs' side for now until Special K also finds that book. Otherwise, everybody's going to be just saying the exact same thing. And this is a messy grab for Mercs. Yeah, there it is. Nice work. Very smooth.
Yeah, so Special K is going to grab that Triforce in 3. He's going to get out of here, keep it pushing. Takes the early Triforce lead, but Mercs has the book. So every time he goes into a dungeon, he has the possibility to see free hints until he finds the paid hint shops.
Now, taking a look at some of our enemy set here, we see that we have Pulse Voice on the overworld. And while that's annoying, it's definitely a lot better than having them over into the dungeon. We've seen the Gorillas on the overworld too, but some of the other ones that are going to catch your eye, the Dark Nuts, the Lionels, the Wizrobes, I don't think we've seen any of them pop up quite yet, either in the underworld or the overworld.
And Special K finds level 2 also in Candle Row. So Candle Row's paying off for Special K with his candle strats. Level 2 is going to have 2 items both on the floor. If there's a staircase, that means we will be segmented as we see our Dark Nuts pop up.
Now we know that the Dark Nuts are in the dungeon, so I think this was a point of unknown contention last time, and I'm going to be fair, I haven't looked it up since the last time we talked about it. I think that means that we may see at least one more of those nasty groups on the overworld, but we may actually see all 3 of them, or all 2 of the unknown ones show up in the dungeons. Oh,
Yeah,
Wizrobes are outside the 5 entrance. Thank you so much, chat.
yeah, we saw the whiz robes already. As Mercs is getting good use out of his candle, he will be into 3 and 2 soon. But I bet he's gonna go search the open caves for the sword first. Yeah, so he's might come back here, but this might push him somewhere different. We got some pretty good divergence tonight.
Yeah, and the idea of going through and doing these early stats, right, rather than Special K going through and looking for the other wood sword. You know, you could walk into a dungeon like 2 and just find the wand sitting on the ground or the white sword on the ground, which is great. But investing early into something like this is a little bit of a high risk situation, but the reward can be huge because you know your opponent's probably looking for that wood sword. But you, on the other hand, you're getting items, you're getting Triforces, you're doing a bunch of different things, and it could be a really nice. It could pan out really nice for Special K.
Yeah, at some point the clock starts ticking that you're like, "Ah, I gotta go find a sword at this point. If you don't find, a wand or a white sword, as we see an 83 on the arrow price and $35 bombs. Okay, so let's talk about money, right? We had some pretty small, mid, and small secrets. We know that we probably don't need to buy those arrows because we got the Pole's voice on the overworld, and bombs might be tough to come by. But Mercs has a boatload of money right now.
Yeah, he found a big, large secret. I want to say it was 115, but I may not have paid enough attention to that. Oh, by the way, wood sword for Mercs.
All right, so toothpick in hand, Mercs is going to keep trucking around, see if anything is up here in the northeast corner. I'm not a big fan of hitting up the northeast corner for some reason, but he does find the hints. Are we going to do a save? Are we saving that money?
That could be
Ooh.
valuable. And speaking of money, by the way, thank you so much for Nochibato being our tracker for this evening, keeping track of things, already correcting me on misinformation I was providing to the group out here. Trackers are great. They keep us honest as we go through this.
I know we're stats and facts, but Nochi is stats plus facts. Totally keeping us on. He's like the third member of our team. Like he's always here with us.
That's true. We really got to figure this one out.
Yeah,
Start getting an honorary title.
Totally.
That's some cheap keys. You know, I honestly, if I was Mercs, I'd probably spend some cash on those keys. I mean, maybe we save and then we do a little save scumming on those hints, and then it's time to buy a couple of keys. Because even though we haven't seen a significant challenge with keys in this exact seed, they've historically been kind of messy in this this flag set.
Yeah, I would have up aid saved already. He already bought one key, but I would have bought those 3 hints and then probably bought one more key with all this money that I'm walking around with.
There's our white sword hint right there, and it turns out our coast heart has shuffled off the coast and into the white sword cave, which means that we will not be having a dungeon out there with a double heart today.
All right, so Mercs finds level 5 here up in the letter cave. Immediately gets hit with the mugger room. He's going to pay the money, right? He's got a boatload of it, and there's no way he's going to pass that up. So let's see what we can pull out of 5 here.
Mercs, rich man, see what he pulls off.
Streevy's got us. Stats, facts, and tracks.
Sold.
I knew we kept Shrevey around for a reason.
It's a nasty room for Mercs to be in, and it's a nasty death to take right there. The enemy set doesn't look that bad, but in a maze room like that, as well as bubbles and all that mess, it's no fun to start traversing something along those lines.
Yeah, CD's got a good point on the money situation too. If we spend a lot of those 2 big secrets, buying the arrows to kind of recoup some of that money by skewering down those bunnies is also a good strat to fill your pocketbook back up.
Yeah, there's a couple schools of thought on that one too. Is do I buy the arrows right away when I have the cash and I don't have to worry about running into a door repair and taking some of that money away from me? Or on the other hand, do I wait until I find the bow and see if the silvers show up before that, so that way I know I'm not wasting money? I like to fall into that second camp, but on the other hand, it's bitten me a couple times in some of the races, so it's a bit of a trade-off. You could also save up for a blue ring, which, as we well know, is one of the best investments you can make in this game.
Oh yeah,
Right?
I mean, you spend a little bit more money up front, but then it's like going to McDonald's. You're getting free refills at the fairy fountain every time you want to. Although I hear that that's going away. I hear they're taking the soda machines out of the lobby, so you have to. I don't think they're going to do. That was just all speculation. We're not getting into speculation. We're stats, facts, and tracks. We want the stats, the facts, and the tracks. What I do know is that double bombing the Dodongos gives you the nice bomb return. So we're going to see if Mercs can get something out of this room. Special K's spending some time down in the southwest corner. I don't know if this is going to pay off, as we know the wood sword is in the opposite direction.
No, you never know. We could find something down here that's nothing that is worth finding down here, other than the fact that it's a cheap key shop, but we've already seen one of those in the Northeast.
Yeah, chat's giving us a good insight too. Special K is getting pretty close, a lot closer than Mercs is to a mags check. He's loading up on hearts, which is another kind of good thing about those early dungeon dives. Is you can see a pretty decent amount of hearts what you're sniffing around.
And ooh, 7 has the red ring. Interesting.
Yeah, so here we go with the book paying off already. We know that if we see 7, we know we got to get 7 Triforces. So we're probably going to go into 7 and pull the Triforce out. Might as well look around and find that red ring.
Yeah, we haven't seen 7 yet, but if we had, I would even be a place to maybe book it a little bit early. I know I would invest early, knowing that I would probably have to go in there for a Triforce anyways, try to get the item that would be most constructive. Here's your bait block, by the way, Rex. Not today.
Yeah, not today. We got a void room right above it. Mercs finds a free heart, so Special K is going to be happy once he gets into 5. Another heart into his quiver. He's going to be really pumping the hearts together, but he needs to get to that wood sword.
And that, ooh, oh, well, we're going to spend that key. Mercs is starting to run out.
Yeah, he bought that initial key. He's been kind of getting within 1 and 3 keys, so we'll see. He's probably not. Oh, he's going to check.
He
the
is,
left.
yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, he proved me wrong.
I mean, he's seen a chunk of this 5 already. Why not? Right at this point, don't leave the item behind. Because what if you're leaving behind the bow? Just due to the volume he's done. Otherwise, if I found that Triforce 2 rooms in, I'd be out of there.
Yeah, he got a key for spending a key, so you always like getting a good return key, as he does not find the push block here in 5. All right, Special K making his way from the grave towards Death Mountain. See if anything pops up here. He will find his book in 2 more screens, so that will be helpful for him to get him kind of evened up on items.
Now, let's throw out some fun stats for what it's worth while we're here. That screen that Special K just bombed on there with the Armo statues as a bomb spot, I believe it's a potion shop in 1Q over by the grave. Statistically speaking, in this flag set, that spot is the most likely to have a level out of all the other spots on the overworld.
Yeah, ever since you found that out, it has never had a level in any seed that I've
Not
played.
for me either.
So
Nope.
you've totally
Not
jinxed
once, yeah.
you jinxed that thing immediately once you did those stats.
Yeah, as soon as I found that out, I've gone there immediately. I've rerouted to go left sooner than later, and it's absolutely never worth it. But the one that has the least frequency of having a level on it is 1Q4, and I've had that in at least 3 seeds since I found these stats out, so here we are.
Yeah, I mean, the bot rolls the things. He does not care about who rolls it or anything. He's just going to spit something out, and you're going to get what you get. Yeah, I've got another kind of cool little fact here.
Oh, yeah.
So using the potato pony charts, the Zelda Championship and raid, I don't know what its real name is. We all call it the potato ponies charts. These two, when they race starting at midnight Eastern, their average finish times, Special K's is 1 hour 31 minutes, Mercs is 1 hour 32 minutes.
That is one heck of a stat right there.
Yeah, so there's just another thing that, you know, who knows, right? Flag string's crazy. These guys' records are crazy. That stat's crazy. I mean, there's all sorts of crazy stuff going on in this race.
Now we may have our item here in 5. Let's take a peek. Oh, that's a pretty good item. Well, we mentioned that that keys can be a problem here, but nope, not so much anymore for Mercs. These TM, a little bit of a nice trip for Special K, but not necessarily paying off quite yet.
Sorry, I had to go silent there for a second. I had to get my Mercs keys in the chat there.
Oh, that's important. Oh my goodness, is that actually a Mercs key? I love that.
That is actually a Mercs key, yes. There was a point in time where Mercs found the any key in like every race for like weeks, and then so we started calling it the Mercs key. But that meme died almost a year ago.
That's a shame.
But I still got it in my emotes.
Special K picking up the letter, and I know that's another one that people have a bit of a let's say a difference of opinion on when you go ahead and you take a look at the bot picking up the letter, because it takes up inventory space and it makes it tougher when you're trying to cycle through, just tap and select as you go. But on the other hand, potion, right? And even some of the best runners out there still like to have a nice potion going into 9. So we'll I like the pickup personally. I'm a big fan of it.
Uh-oh, Mercs has found himself a ladder block in 5. So we're definitely going to get out of 5. So this is where things start getting interesting, right? If we find level 8, are we going to try to dig the Triforce out of 8 and leave level 5? Kind of depends on when we find the ladder, as Special K is found level 7. Neon, what's in level 7 again?
Well, that would be our red ring. Now, Special K does not know that, but that red ring is in there, so we may actually see him go digging for it, knowing that it's only one of these levels can be skipped. And by the way, I think when we saw Special K leave 2, it was because of a ladder block. So if that's correct, that tells us that we are going to have to find that ladder today, and that level 5 Triforce may very well be back in play.
Yeah, one of the best places to find the ladder is level 1, because like we talked about earlier, it does have 2 items. So Merc's definitely going to dig this one out unless he gets ladder blocked here. Who knows? I've seen it where I've had 4 ladder block dungeons before I found the ladder before. So crazy things. Love these flags.
You heard it here first from Fax over there. Ladder in 1. Now, if we're wrong, then I don't know about those facts anymore.
Yes, looks like we got the classic level 1 is located in level 1 hint. So Mercs with that any key really paying dividends right now. Special K, I mean, he probably really wants to see the white sword in here. He'll be very happy to see the red ring, but 20 minutes without a sword, I'm starting to get worried.
And for somebody who's been 20 minutes without a sword, he has been doing a phenomenal job of it. But we know that those dark nuts are going to become a problem at some point in time.
Yeah, he got almost all those gels with that one flame. I mean, you can see that his candle skills are really a top tier.
Now we get to see. Oh, level 1 is not that bad. We know where the Triforce is. We know the shape of the level. It looks like the number 1 that's starting to melt, like a candle of it. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, birthday candle number 1. I like it. Kind of looks like a crane to me.
All right, we got the wooden boomerang on the floor. We got a heart on the floor over on Merc's side. That means that we are going to get something down the stairs. But we're going to see...
the best boomerang, please call it by its correct name, please.
No, I saw the yellow one, not the blue one, so...
No. You saw the right one. You got it.
All I'm saying is maybe, just maybe. Just maybe.
You're wrong. Oh, I get
it. It's
Dude,
hard
Captain Hook's hook. I like that.
Oh, yeah, that is a really good one. And there's our stair. Let's see what we got. It's hard to remember the old vanilla days, too, where, like, you got the boomerang in 1, and then you get the boomerang in 2, and you're like, man, this is obviously better when you first play the game. Special K with a nice upgrade, by the way.
Oh, who called it?
Fax! You had it! I have to trust everything you say from now on.
We were talking to Mr. Dunlow today or yesterday, and his kid started playing this earlier, and his kid found the boomerang and then found the other boomerang, and then he asked his dad, "Is there going to be a third boomerang in level 3? Like, what's going on here?"
I saw that. I loved that.
Got to get the next generation of kids playing these classics. It's a great game at any walks of life, any year. Like, it's totally awesome. I got my 6-year-old into playing it. He can play it for about 6 minutes before he gets a little tired of it, but at least he wants to play it every once in a while.
The next gen, I like it. I'm still waiting for the moment where I can teach my little one how video games work, but she's got a few more years on her.
Yeah, did you buy her that toy controller thing yet?
She has like 5 toy controllers. We're working real hard, man.
We had to buy a second one because he broke the first one. Not like broke it, but like we'd put new batteries in it, and it just, like, the electronics, it had been used so much it just didn't work anymore.
I love that. That's a good sign. Mercs, by the way, went back to 5. Now, that's the ladder has been found. Let's get past that ladder block. Get the heck out of 5 and move on. I mean, we know we got to get those 7 Triforces, and this is going to be one of them. Special K, by the way, there is your red ring.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. Depending on when you find the ladder, do you go back? If you immediately find it, you go immediately back. I love this play.
Now, what's Mercs going to spend his cash on? Now, we're at max money. You know where the red ring is, so maybe you don't want to waste it on the blue ring. Arrows, yeah, sure.
I think you got to buy the hints. I think after you pick up this Triforce, you up A, you save, and you book it to the northeast, and you go, because you need to find out where the bow is, and you need to find out where the silvers are most likely as well. Probably not going to get a super good hint on those until level 9, so I want to see those 3 hints now.
Oh, I super agree with you, but I would also save scum those. Just say, hey, we're good. By the way, level 8 on Death Mountain. Now, we saw East Death Mountain. Not quite all of it, right? We couldn't see Bogey's Arrow. We couldn't see the recorder spot. But West Death Mountain's still an open item right now.
Now, I might not even up ace. I might just go get the hints right now. I mean, with how big the large is, and you're literally right next door to it, I would probably go buy those hints. Tracy would be screaming at me, but I would probably, I wouldn't care about the money at this point because I know red rings in 7. I'm probably gonna have to go to 7 anyways. I'm gonna go buy those hints. Gotta go fast, right? You gotta go fast.
Yeah, and Mercs is about to find 7 anyways. That was on the Southern Forest Armos screen where he took a death earlier. He got the Armos to move, but didn't quite get into the staircase, so he might be kicking himself a little bit now that he knows what's hanging out in there.
Ooh, we got a level 7 map. Ooh, it's Mercs Find 7. Easter Island head for level 7 shape.
I like it.
Yeah, so Mercs, he's going to hopefully see this red ring if he digs this. Well, he knows it's here, right? Yeah. So you got to go buy the hints after this. Like 150,000 million trillion infinity %. You got to go buy the hints.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a hint guy. Like I'll be honest, I almost never buy the hints. I always think that it's like a waste of time and money and the up A's and stuff for what you get. But on the other hand, sometimes you get a bow hint, and all of a sudden the game changes.
Yeah, I mean, so I talk to Mercs probably every day, right? Almost every day. He isn't. It's not that he's not a hints guy. It's that he's I forget that the hints exist kind of guy, especially with like the early bow. Because as a vanilla guy, like he's just like I'm gonna go straight forward and I'm just gonna like do combat. He's like real combat heavy guy. So he might not. He might completely forgot he has the book. I mean, who knows?
Oh, by the way, we found a power bracelet over on the coast. So once Special K finds level 1, which they're not that far away from right now. They find level 1, they get the ladder. They may go over there and get that power bracelet. We'll find out if we actually need to go ahead and pick it up. And whether or not it blocks a level. As another one of our fun stats for today. Under this flag set, on average, one of our levels is blocked by an overworld blocking item. So like the recorder, or the power bracelet, the ladder, the raft, that type of thing. Obviously not a guarantee. It's just on average, one of them is.
Yeah, I don't like the dig here for Special K. You got some open caves up here that you can look for the sword with and then come right back to 1. This is just sinking too much time into not having a sword.
Yeah, and he's really close to the sword too. And even with that bomb upgrade that Special K picked up, we're down to 2 bombs now. We've been really burning through those.
Well, there's something that Mercs can spend his money on. He's going to get that bomb upgrade too. So up to 14 bombs. Going to immediately get all those back as we clear this room. Red ring is pretty close down here if I remember correctly.
That wasn't... I don't remember exactly where it was in the map. I remember it was in a 5-pair room, but... was it a 5... I think it was a 5-pair room is where it was at, but exact location, unsure. Special K gets that wooden boomerang, looks at that and says, man, this is inferior to the blue boomerang, but that's okay. I will take it for now. I assume that's what he said.
Best boomerang. I'd pick that thing up every day and twice on Sunday.
That's a busy Sunday.
Yeah, so with only one bomb, he is playing the sit tight, tech tight, and trying to get that other one to come over. But as we all know, tech tights, they're not going to listen. They're just going to like jump through the walls. They have no care about what you want.
Was a good move though, stunning all of them and then getting a kill on, what was that, 4 of them at the very least? Not too bad. Not
Yeah,
too bad at
you're
all.
going to definitely see some swordless strats out of Special K like that you probably won't see other places, as Mercs does find that 5-pair room with the red ring. So we'll see if he goes north and starts digging out unnecessary parts of 7, or if he goes west and finds that Triforce.
Yeah, could make for a much quicker 7. But no, we're going north, which is fair. I mean, you're going to find your map and your compass up here. And generally speaking, with the way that these shapes dungeons go and build, going up is usually a smarter idea than going west or east. Just because you got to start somewhere on the bottom row, and yeah, you may end up segmented, but you're going to be on the bottom row. You got to build out. There's more up.
Yeah, we're really starting to see how long it's going to take Special K to do this without that sword versus Mercs. And the red ring's only going to accelerate, Mercs' ability to tank. Although he does have less hearts, Special K does have a good amount of hearts, but he does have to up A and go back to the lobby a lot. And he is out of 1, which is good for him. He's going to start pushing him towards the wood sword as Mercs finds a heart in 7.
Well, Mercs has everything he needs out of this level except the Triforce. That compass is going to tell us where we need to go and what we're going to snag.
And some
there it
comments
is.
in chat about the play of Special K. He's 2-2, right? He's got 2 wins with this. So, like we were talking about, he is very good at what he does. And then once he gets this sword and gets back into 1, he'll have the ladder as well. And he's 2-2 on Triforces. He's still right in this thing. All right, so Special K finds 5. You gotta leave. You gotta start leaving. I mean, 30 minutes in, you gotta start leaving him alone. Maybe this will push him away because that's a pretty hefty amount. But buying that bomb upgrade, he can give one of them up.
Yeah, I mean, he did get a lot of them, but back to a previous comment, he may have a lot of bombs now, but he is really burning through them with his swordless style, and giving one up. I actually think I would have given up the cash personally.
Yeah, I mean, knowing that you have the red ring, there's really no bombs for the Dodonga room. So this is good. This is going to push him out of 5, right? Well, maybe not.
Also, as a fun fact, if we're doing some stats, we know that the 3 overworld items, so that's the white sword item, that's the Armos item, and that's the coast item. Those are not the silver arrows. So if the silvers are in a dungeon, you get about a 20% chance that they are going to be in 9. So I mean, I know 20% is not the highest number in the world, but gosh, I would almost always gamble on 9 having the silvers in this case. So in that instance, yeah, maybe it's good having a little bit of cash hanging around to support the arrow purchase, the wooden arrow purchase. But
All right, so Mercs is going to find his way over to this power bracelet, and this could be detrimental to him if nothing is under it, because this is just going to add more checks for him, especially if K does get his wood sword at 32 minutes and at 10 seconds.
True. On the other hand, if one of our levels is underneath that power bracelet, it is going to be a game changer.
Yeah, Special K is scrolled over into what I call the danger zone, because there's really nothing for him to do from here. He really needed to go back to 1 and 5 after picking up that wood sword. So we know there's a small secret in here. He's not going to see it. Probably a good thing. Doesn't need to come back here, as Mercs finds the magical sword under a push block.
The Special K's got to get some bombs out there too, because right now that's going to be detrimental to progressing into any of the levels.
Yeah, so you saw him do a reset of his console there to reset his global. So the next bomb dropper he sees with the wood sword, he should be able to get a bomb pack from him. There we go. So that's good for him. He might do this again. Yeah.
The second power bracelet check that Mercs did, which is the second check he did after picking it up, at 2Q4 is, in fact, level 4. Vaguely vanilla. That PB may pay off.
Yeah, definitely a good payoff because you got to get 7. 4 is a good one to have as opposed to 8. This is just kind of coming up Mercs' way so far, but yeah, as we said, you never know, right? Level 3 might have the bow in it, and Mercs might not go back to level 3 for a while. It's just the volatile nature of these flags, especially when you get different routing like this. You don't know who could be ahead right now.
That's one of the great things about these flags too, is we're looking at a lot of, I don't want to call it upsets, because that's not the best way to put it, but we're looking at a lot of times where somebody would be considered easily the favored person, and they're not picking up the win, because these flags are in fact volatile. With the 5 Triforce requirements, sometimes it can turn very quickly into just who does an early routing that turns out to be lucky, and then boom, we move on. We've got great players up at the 5-0 mark already, and we have great players down at the lower end of the Swiss week so far. I mean, there's people all over the place that have been doing a fantastic job. It's just these have been a little bit, let's call them less standard than what we're used to sometimes, which is excellent. It really makes a different playing field. Alright, we got Mercs picking up some more bombs over there in 4 and in 3. Special K is doing a little bit of poking around. We're going to see what we get here, and it is in fact the raft. Now, we have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5, 8. We haven't seen 8, but we know where 8 is. So 6 is the only possible thing that could be under the raft. And if 6 has the bow or the silvers, now we're talking about what we were just talking about.
Yeah. I was going to point out that we are in fact ladder blocked from getting the Triforce in 4, but I guess it doesn't really matter because your power bracelet blocked, which is also ladder blocked. So by the time you get into 4, you get the ladder anyways.
It's good math right there.
Math on stream, always a fan.
All right, so Special K is going to spend a little bit of his money on a key. I like that, right? I mean, he doesn't have that much money right now. He needs a key. Always need a key. Key is like, your parents telling you, hey, don't forget to bring a towel to the pool. It's like, don't forget to bring a key to Hyrule with you. It's like definitely a good thing for him to be doing.
Mercs, he's found the Triforce. Yeah, he's going to keep digging. I mean, there's not a whole lot left to this 4 right now. Nothing in here is particularly tough for you to deal with. Gotta go find what items hanging out in there. By the way, 6 has been found, so this means that we know that the raft is not helpful because we found 6 under a burn bush.
All right, useless logs. That's kind of usually how it plays out. Not doesn't block all that much currently, but it'll be interesting to see what's in this 6. I mean, there's nothing really in here that's gonna speed Special K up because he doesn't have silvers or bow, so finding either one of those isn't like super helpful. I mean, really, the wand is probably the best thing he's going to see out of here. That's going to help him right now.
I am going to point out, though, how happy Special K was by finding the "You Are Here" hint with Goma creeping by a lake, that he had to go ahead and burn the old man. Very excited stuff.
Now, sometimes the old man deserves it, right?
It's helpful, but it's not really helpful. It's just truthful. Looks like Mercs is going to grab that Triforce and get out of this 4, by the way. There we go.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if he gets back in here or if he's going to save this for later. We're getting into that part of the seed where you start hearing the footsteps in your headset. What's Special K doing? What's he found that I haven't found? I found half the dungeons, and I don't have any of the good stuff that gets me, the Ganon kill kit. So definitely dipping back into this 4.
Yeah, Special K maybe picking up the item early. There were some ladder blocks with the Chevy room that was coming into play, but as of right now, if we get this item, it could put us into a pretty good spot over on Special K's side. Now I got a question, Rex. What the heck is Mercs' sprite?
I think it is a cat man.
Oh, okay, cool. Catman. Got it. Got it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's from anything specific or not. I think it's just one that he had somebody create for him. I don't think I ever actually heard the story. Might be somebody in chat that knows that hangs out with Mercs. I don't remember. But I know it's definitely a cat man.
Does look like that, doesn't it? Ooh, that's a tough room to go ahead and get locked into there. That pointless moat with all those blue Lionels. Yeah, you're gonna be taking a hit there.
Yeah, I mean with Red Ring, I'm dropping bombs here. Who, especially after picking up that bomb pack, I am dropping bombs like crazy. Like there's no need to be spending time in this room.
I mean, we've been seeing, as you were mentioning with Divergence, the late would sort over on Special K's side. That early-ish any key over on Mercs' side, I mean, definitely has the opportunity to change the path through dungeons. Taking a look at what we have here with these 2 key doors over on Special K's side. Maybe we see some things go a little bit slower over on Mercs' end of the house because he's going to just walk through doors that are irrelevant because he can and doesn't have to worry about resources. Kind of an unknown right now.
Perfect example right there. He walked away from 2 key doors because he only has 2 keys. He is getting some really good wood boomerang usage out of there, though. Like, I love it.
Well, that dig back in there into that 4 found us the recorder, which, again, we know we don't need to actually access anything on the overworld, but might be viable within a dungeon. And good for transport, of course.
Yeah, I'm not tracking. I don't know where anything is right now, so I don't know. I don't know if that's helpful or not, but definitely could be a 9 if you pop in with a dig dogger. But with level 9 being right by the start screen, probably not super helpful. He'd rather see pretty much anything else besides that, except for maybe red candle or blue boomerang, inferior boomerang. Sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm glad to know that we clarified that. Special K is doing the dig. I mean, there's a lot of investment in 6. Do we keep investing? Looks like yes, especially because he's in a room right now that can in fact push. But that Triforce location is well known now.
Yeah, I mean, I think 6s are worse than 8. They're usually comparable in size, but 8 gives you 2 items. Like, I'd rather dig an 8 than a 6 every day of the week. But this is not backed up by any kind of stats or anything. But 6 usually has something good in it, though.
That'd be a great stat to figure out, huh?
Probably would be. Maybe for the next stream.
Oh yeah. I feel like it's one of those things that like it's probably statistically even, yet every single time you run it, just like that spot up in the grave, it's statistically a good choice, but never actually feels right at the end of the day.
Tetra, I prefaced it that there is absolutely no basis behind that statement, but I still stand by it. Still stand by my statement.
Yeah,
BBQ says Catman Carruthers, which
much like
BBQ,
Catman,
BBQ,
yeah.
you got to give us more. You got to give us more.
All right, Special K decided to take that Triforce out of 6, and off we go. Actually, I'll give you another reason why level 8 is better than level 6. Not just because it has 2 items, even though they can be similar in size, but the average amount of keys that drop in 8 is greater than the average amount that drop in 6 by 2. How about that?
That's a good one. I like that. We're not really doing anything right now, so let's talk some personal.
Yeah,
facts. Yeah. Special K is a recreational volleyball player. For those of you who did not know, he is a lifelong Buffalo Bills fan, and he also is a facts guy. One time in the Discord, we were talking about daylight savings time, and he gave me this little fact that we can thank the candy companies for pushing the date for daylight savings time starting because they wanted more time for kids to trick or treat. Therefore, their parents bought more candy.
That's a great statistic. That's a great fact. That's what that was.
Yeah, a couple things we know about Mercs. Mercs is a New York sports fan, so we're talking Yankees, Giants kind of guy. Probably Rangers. Yeah, probably Rangers too in the hockey realm. He's a horror movie fan. likes the scary movies. He's got a couple tattoos in that kind of space. And he also likes novelty limited edition fast food items. He was a real big fan of the Taco Bell steak taco rollers that recently went back into the closet.
That was a sentence that was a roller coaster ride from start to finish about the novelty fast food items, huh? I
Oh
like
yeah, it's one of our fun things that we talk about during the evening time. Big fan of Grimace too. Love that Grimace shake.
the Grimace shake. I didn't know he was a horror fan actually, and knowing his proximity to that whole area too. Like now I got to talk to him. I go to horror conventions at least once a year, so like maybe I've run into him.
Ah, maybe you never know. He'll tell you all about his movie tattoos that he's got.
I want to hear all about them. We'll save that for post interview though.
Yeah, both of these guys, big dads for both these guys. Always doing stuff with their kids. We always hear them talking about their kids as well. So two great. We got a good dad matchup right now.
Gotta love the dad matchups. Sometimes you get pulled away for a little dad percent, but you know it's life. It's the benefit of doing it at midnight.
I'll tell you what,
Let's
nobody
like
dad percents like Bogey dad percents because he'll do that right in the middle of a seed. All right, so Mercs has found his way up to Death Mountain. We know probably not this side of Death Mountain holding anything that we want. Looks like he's gonna abandon it. I like this play. Let's go back to what we know. We know have we seen 2? I don't remember if we've seen 2.
Yeah, 2's on West Candle Row right now.
Yeah, they're right. 2 and 3 are right next to each other, right?
Let me pull up my tracker.
I think
Yeah,
they're
2
both
and
on
3 are
Candle
both
Row.
on Candle Row, yeah.
Yeah. Special K is going to go up to Disappointment Mountain, find his small secret up here. Be interesting to see what he goes from here. He needs to find his way back over to where the wood sword was, because we know one's over there. One's got that ladder. We know we're going to need that ladder to get enough Triforces to get into 9.
On the other hand, we got Mercs poking around here over in the Lost Hills. I'm not the Lost Hills, I'm sorry, in the Deadwoods. And he's got to take a trip over to... I mean, back to the east, I suppose, right? 6 is down by the little lake in the forest. And he needs to make his trip to Candle Row.
Yeah, what we said about the power bracelet is actually true about the flute. Flute's not going to give him anything.
And chat asking if we're missing any dungeons. We have officially seen all of them at this stage of the game.
Well, we know where they all are. We haven't seen 8. We know 8's in Eastern Death Mountain. We have a hint for it, but nobody's actually been there yet.
I believe Mercs found it while digging through West Death Mountain. I want to say it was the screen north of the Armos, but I could
It must
be
have
wrong
been
on
while
that.
I was reading facts.
I know, right? You got a whole list over here. I love it.
Here's a fact. That happened while I was reading facts.
You see Special K not buying hints either.
I just don't understand what these guys allergic to hints. What is going on here?
And it's like the reminder is right there. You just literally walked into the cave. Oh, there we go. We're going back. Thank goodness. There we go. All right, time to see some goodies. That's a goodie.
That's a good one. Bo's in 6. So I told you something good is in 6. That's a bad one. That is a horrible hint for a horrible item. I would not pay $1 for that hint.
Well, you know, the time, the energy investing in there, maybe not as high as you would put in some of the other dungeons, but the bow in 6, especially with Special K having seen a ton of 6 already. I know he was trying to poke around and do a little bit of digging and then eventually left, but
you go right back. You absolutely go right back to 6. Like, there's no question about it. Although, a good point in chat, right? So we know if we're going to go to 2, we're just looking for the Triforce. No need to dig anything out of 2. That actually might be a good play here, but I think he's going to 6. I think I'd go to 6 too.
I would too. I mean, and 2, we know on Special K's side is, or I believe we know on Special K's side, the 2 is ladder blocked for the Triforce. And so there's no point in him even making that trip back until he finds that.
Yeah, he's making his way back up towards 1. So we know 1 and 5 are up here. Maybe he's gonna do 1 and 5, hoping that he'll get something good. This is kind of that like, do I go get the bow right now without arrows, or do I go get the other stuff because I know I can get the bow later? It's not super important to me right now.
Yeah, but you never know if you're gonna come across a Goma block or something like that. Like this is the time where you know where the bow is. You're right on the cusp of the amount of money needed to get arrows. This is a go buy arrows moment too.
Oh, geez, Sam, dude, we're not doing math after midnight. There's no math in Z1R after midnight. But yes, as Nochi confirms, we are 50-50 on silvers in 8 or 9. So we might need to get into 8. Okay, look where Mercs is at. Mercs has found 6 without that knowledge that the bow is in here. So be interesting to see if he sticks around. I mean, I think at this point you're digging every single dungeon you walk into.
Yeah. I mean, he hasn't seen 2 or 3, so you know he doesn't know what those guys are going to look like. He may even avoid 6 and just choose to go for one of the smaller dungeons out there. Might be a good call. If I was in his shoes, I would take 6 because you're here. You know, you have to get. Doesn't matter. He's got bow anyway.
Wow.
2 seconds.
What room was that in? Why did Special
That's
K
like
not
2 to the right. Oh my
right? How did he not get this? Was there something in here he couldn't fight? Was it a key door?
Oh, it was ladder blocked. Yeah, chat. Thank you for helping out. Yeah, it's right
Bada
past
bing,
the
Chevy room. Yeah, ladder huge.
Knowing that's things are getting a little bit tougher, and the difference between where the two runners are right now. Special K is going to clear up some ground once he gets that ladder, but Mercs has put a lot of work in already on that one.
So here's the other thing, right? Mercs, I don't think Mercs has seen 2 or 3,
Nope,
maybe
2 and
one
3
of them.
still off the table.
So he might go to 8 because that's a known dungeon that he has.
We also know that for as us in the commentary booth, that neither one of them is relevant for anything he needs to care about 2 and 3. So he may actually pop into 8 and pick up those silvers, and then bada bing, bada boom, we're good. If silvers end up being there,
He's gonna need Triforces though. That's where he's gonna need to get into those dungeons.
Mark's gonna bomb up. Can we do it? Yes, we can, and that's gonna be a very, very quick 6. Gonna go for the heart? No, he's not. Okay, I was gonna say he might go digging around.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why he was killing those ropes there, but as we all know, Mercs, he likes to kill a couple extra things here and there, so we'll let it slide this time. He's not killing as many things as he used to, so.
Well, thanks for the reminder, chat. He could get the heart.
We have seen Mags, Sam. We have seen Mags. It was in a.
It was the push block over in the Lost Hills, I believe.
Yeah, I think Mercs might be going to check that right now. He's making his way towards there. All right, Special K has found his ladder finally. So this is going to get him pretty much sped up to the point where he can go easily clear up 2 and probably 4. So that's going to get him 5 Triforces. He can get him caught up real quick, but his knowledge of the bow and 6 is going to start trying to figure out what his decisions are going to be next.
Oh, do we have hints from Mercs now? We sure do.
Well, a little too late because he has everything in this hint shop.
Yep.
This is why you buy the hints early. This is he could have cut himself so much time searching all these things. He would have had this knowledge 20 minutes ago. Buy when you have that much money, buy the hints. I'm telling you.
And now the takeaway would be is, man, I went ahead and I bought all those hints and they were useless. Why would I ever buy hints the next time?
They weren't useless 20 minutes ago. They were very helpful 20 minutes ago. It's probably even like 30 minutes ago. Like he saw those hints with all that money a long time ago.
Mags check.
Oh, Mags poll. Mags hype. Chatty Mags hypes in the chat if you got him.
Alrighty, well that is another step ahead for Mercs right now. And while I do see that Special K has picked up that Triforce in 1, And now we're at an even amount on. Oh, sorry, we're one behind on Special K's side. It's still Merc's got a little bit of an advantage here still.
Yeah, I mean, Special K knows 5 is right here. He's going to get the 1 out of 5. Then he's going to go immediately to 6 and get the bow. He's just, that time that he didn't have the sword and he was kind of probing around some of those dungeons, that's widened the gap at this point.
So, to be fair, Merc's having the power bracelet, having the recorder, it's slowing Merc's down right now too. It's allowing Special K to catch up.
There is catch-up time here, absolutely. But Mercs is walking towards Candle Row, which will get him his final 2 Triforces. Then the question is, we're at 50-50. Are we going to 9 or are we going to go back to 8?
Like I said, I will always do 9 in that scenario. Like, you go to 9 and you say, man, we're going to hopefully find those silver hours there. The odds are in your favor for that, even though it's 50-50. But who knows, right? Not everyone's going to be making those calls.
I'm 100% going to 9 as well, even with my knowledge of 8. Because I mean, there's really no good way to get back up to Death Mountain except for walk it. But if we're trying to go fast, you have two things working for you in 9, right? You have the hint for silvers, and then you have the fact that the silvers might just be there, and you might just find them. I think 9 is definitely the better play, which kind of it's not 50-50, right? Because you have 2 items plus the hint, so it's really 3 out of 5 that you're gonna get the knowledge of where the silvers are in 9.
Yep, absolutely.
I don't know the percentage of that's. I'm not doing math this late.
Alright, we got Mercs on a mission right now, trying to go find that Triforce. There's the compass. He's just gonna go straight up and go for it. Besides, he knows what's in here. Besides, he doesn't want that boomerang. He wants the boomerang!
No, he does not want it. That is not. No. He did not want that. That was all accident. There's no way he did that on purpose.
What a great choice.
I'd forfeit at that point.
And Merc's clearing out the room right here. He's going to pop his Triforce here in 2. He'll find 3 just a minute later, which means that we got Merc's here in the catbird seat, right? Should be good to go.
I think Merc's 100% sitting on the catbird seat at this point. The only thing really, I mean, if Special K goes to 8 after this, which he's not going to. He's going to go to 2 and then probably 4. But if he went to 8 and found silvers, I mean, it could make this thing real close if Merc had a really bad 9.
And Special K is recognizing, hey, I was ladder blocked over here in 6 the first time through. I have that ladder. I'm looking for the bow. Might as well take this route. And oh, lo and behold, there is the room with the bow in it.
All right, so we know 3s are pretty small. So this is going to be Merc's entry ticket to 9. Once he pops the Triforce out of here, 9s are it's right around the corner, right? So I'm not going to up 8. I'm going to walk to 9 from here with my hearts.
Yeah,
Taking
exactly.
my hearts.
And I believe Merc's picked up a potion in one of the take any's, so he's good on that end too. But you know, it doesn't hurt to go ahead and keep that with you at some point.
Well, I don't know. Now that I think about it, he has mags. I'd up A and save. If I had mags, I'd up A and save. If I had wood sword, I'd keep my hearts.
I don't know if it's like, I mean, what do you really gain on that one? Maybe a couple seconds? And in short, games have been decided by frames, you know,
Yeah.
this Swiss League already. So I get that.
Yeah, I'm saving every frame I can. It's just and everyone talks about this. The caliber of runners currently, from the old guard to the new guard, the game has been stepped up. You need every frame you can to win in these matches. Special K. Yeah, so Special K is gonna go. Oh God, he really needed that power bracelet too, right?
Yeah, he does if he wants to get into 4. Still doesn't know where 8 is right now, though I do believe he got the hint that said 8 was on Death Mountain. So there's something, but yeah, he's going to need that power bracelet if he wants to go to 4. 4 only had a recorder. We don't know if it's required yet, at least within a dungeon, but still.
Yeah, he needs that Triforce, though.
Yeah. Unless he wants to be a big investor in 8. Merc's getting the raft. I mean, going back to saving every frame, we know we don't need the raft.
Yeah, we're giving frames away here.
frames for free.
Mercs is a collector, though. He does collect like baseball cards and records and stuff, so maybe items is on his collection list as well.
And, I don't hate his choice to dig 3, incidentally. Like, you're physically in here, and while 9 is a good gamble, 3 is usually not that big of a level. You might as well go poke around and see if you do find those silvers in there. And then get that Triforce. Moneymerks, now eligible to enter level 9.
All right, so Special K is going to get some use out of his raft. Who knows what's here, right? Probably a door repair. Oh wow!
Oh.
It's we haven't even talked about the white sword item this whole entire time. That could have been silvers right there.
Oh, we got a hint very early on that it was a heart container.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That is correct. You got to remind me of these things. My memory's not that good. All right, so Merc's doing the straight up from the lobby room into a mugger. So that means that the silvers hint might not be in here.
Yeah, that's as a fun stat. So there are 3 old men in 9. There are 4 possible hints that you can find in 9. One about where the compass is, one about where the kidnapped is, one about where the beast is, and one about whether or not the silvers are in 9. If the muggers get cycled into 9, each mugger burns away one of your potential hints, and now you're getting into an even worse spot, which is what we just saw.
Yeah, and so I made the comment about Mercs going straight up. So I have a pretty like concrete 9 plan. If I have silvers, I'm going straight up. If I don't have silvers, I'm gonna go left or right, trying to find push block rooms.
Yeah, that's about my goal too, right? And I've been informed recently by members of the community that I should spend more time going down staircases so I can roll some out, which turns out those members were 100% correct. So if I don't have silvers, my plan is now go ahead into every staircase, out the other side, poke for new ones, see what I can find. But if I got them, I'm 100% in agreement with you. I go straight up.
Blocked map in 9.
True, that's a good catch.
Yeah, I think the whole going up thing stems from the flag where Zelda's in her own room, and so you can only get to her going up. But I think, going up gives you the best audio cues of listening to Ganon, because you're going to get rooms on your left and your right that you can hear him from as well.
Exactly, and of course, for everybody here who might be relatively new to this, that is what we're looking for right now. When we are in a room that is adjacent to Ganon, north, south, west, or east, we will hear the sound of Ganon, and that's how we will know where he is.
Speaking of that, I'm going to pump my audio up, see if we can hear Ganon.
Yeah. That's a great idea. Whoop. There we go.
Oh, right. Look, and another dig dogger. They're all in 9.
As long as the compass isn't sitting underneath him, yeah. It's not that big of a deal, but... Alright, and we keep pushing blocks, we keep finding stairs. We're going to go down another set over here on Mercs' side. Special K finding a hint that is completely not valuable.
Alright, so I've been informed that I need to call Mercs Walter Cronkite because he's in the CBS, aka the catbird seat.
I'm going to be honest, I read that in chat and I had to mute myself because I was laughing.
You didn't mute yourself quick enough. We heard it, man. I was like, did you just get scared? Like, what was that noise?
It was an unexpected laugh, yeah.
I love it. You've been having a lot of those lately.
Waits in northeast of Skull. All right, well, we know where Ganon is, or at least we have a rough idea of where Ganon is, and we got not a lot of rooms that could actually be. That's 6, 7, 8, 9 rooms total that we could be running into for Ganon. So that is a good piece of information right there.
Yeah, so you want to think of 9 as 4 4x4 squares. So the top from B to R, then down 4 is going to be your northwest, obviously northeast to the side, southwest, southeast. One of the things that took me forever, so I don't even know who said it, but they were like, dude, just think of it as 4 separate squares, and then you just got to visualize, what the boundaries of them are. Because a lot of people are like, oh, he wasn't in the northwest, he was in the northeast. It's like, well, no, he was in the very bottom corner of the northwest. It can sometimes get construed a little bit, but You just kind of got to put it to memory and kind of visually get it there, and then you usually don't have problems with the coordinates.
And you know what? Before we get wildly distracted by the excitement of moneymerks getting into a Ganon fight, finding the princess, all those good things, finding the silvers, this information that we're talking about, how to find Ganon, what's going on with quadrants, with the hints mean, is there any really good way that a new person to the community could find this information out?
Yeah, absolutely. They can check the chat. There is a link to our wiki. Our wiki has all sorts of great stuff in it. More to come. It is being worked on constantly, but there's all sorts of information, stuff for beginners, advanced strategies, beginner strategies, combat, monster information, flag information, videos on how to roll your first seed, what all the flags mean, examples for little quirks that go to every flag, tips and tricks. I mean, the wiki is just a vast receptacle of knowledge that you can go to, go play around. I would suggest using the categories feature to go look at categories to tell you the right places to go look, but just an absolute great resource. It was our absolute pleasure the other day. Ice Blue, one of our runners, was on the front page of Twitch. We got his Twitch chat embedded into the front page, so when people came to the wiki, they saw our cohesion with our runner representing us. Just an absolute great place to get involved with the community.
And in addition to all that wiki stuff, swinging back to the game, I just want to point out that Moldorm right there that moneymerks killed. That's a fun little trick, also detailed in the wiki, that if you go into that with either taking a bop at the very beginning of that fight or having damage before you get in there, killing the Moldorm and then bombing the very last segment of that Moldorm, is going to go ahead and guarantee you a bomb drop, because that'll give you your 10 count for bombs. Nice little tips and tricks.
The 10th enemy has the bomb? Question mark?
10th enemy has the bomb. You know, the hints in the original Legend of Zelda, they maybe were not translated incredibly well, but they were, they were obtusely helpful in a lot of different ways. I just
think nobody asked the developers what it meant.
I think, today years old, to use a Gen Z phrase there, when I took a look at a discussion that was going on in one of the Discords.
Are we going to talk about Bogey's Arrow?
Yes, we are! I'm going to talk about Bogey's Arrow.
Today's year old as well. Please explain to the audience.
Apparently, there's a hint about the arrow that's in the northeast corner of Death Mountain, about how the tip of that arrow, if you go down a screen from the northeast corner of Death Mountain, if you go down a screen, exactly where the tip of that arrow is aligns to the entry point for 2Q8 right over the river, and there is a hint that gives you that information in Second Quest. Crazy! No idea.
Yeah, I mean, this game is almost 40 years old, and this one person's holding on to this knowledge, not sharing it, not calling anybody out. Could have shared that information whenever they wanted to, but I'm glad that it got out. I'm glad that we're talking about it right now. That's how I love this game. It's older than dirt, just like us, but we're still finding out new things about it.
I feel like that's not necessarily a Z1R wiki thing, but I kind of want to put it in there anyway. Special K, by the way,
we're gonna put it in there. We should do a section on vanilla hints.
Just in case you're running flags that still have those.
Yeah,
you could, right? That's a thing. And finding these silvers is this is a suboptimal level 9 for this.
Yeah, there's a lot of little tricks like that as we watch Mercs continue to trek through this 9. He's got to be, just freaking out right now. Like, God, I've seen this entire 9. But there is a lot of cool tricks like that. People call it the 45, which on the river spots, it's the 4th bomb spot, which is the one we're talking about. And then the next screen over, it's the 5th bomb spot. And everyone's talking, just do the 45, just do the 45. I'm like, what is the 45? But my favorite one is X marks the spot. And there are bomb spots where the X where the bombs are. So Mercs has 5 bombs. That X right there, that's where you bomb a lot of spots at.
I will say on that 45, I have not heard that until today. I love it, because I always forget which one is the 4 and which one is the 5, and I try to go ahead and just bomb in between the 2 tiles and cross my fingers and hope.
Yeah, I think it's kind of corrected me from doing that because I still couldn't do it correctly. And now I know it's hard to count to 4 or 5. If you run this game, you know that counting to 10 is impossible, but counting to
Oh
4 and 5 is not easy either.
And chat has commented that it's possible that Special K did not mark the wooden boomerang in 1, because why else is he back in here right now?
Oh, that's tough. Yeah, so he's doing the math in his head right now, trying to figure out what does he have that he doesn't have marked. Looks like he might be leaving. Hopefully so. To answer the question in chat, we've seen the mugger in 9. Did we see and the Ganon hint? Yep. So we
Yep.
still got one more hint outstanding.
And there it is.
Well, there we go.
And that's the
So,
one we needed.
yep, the 9 play was correct. Now we just got to figure out because it's got to be past Ganon, right? Ganon was up there, according to
Ganon
the
had,
hint.
yeah, I mean,
He had-
like, there's the option to bomb through Ganon's,
No, there was not. I believe that there was a door up and down, and then a void room.
Oh,
to the
there may have been the void room.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be a staircase. Nice little slide stab of the old man right there.
Yeah.
Old man's taking a beating today between the two of them. He's been stabbed with a magical sword. He's been lit on fire.
Something like
Show some respect to the man on his 10th anniversary.
you know what? If he was a little bit more helpful, like northwest of Skull, why don't you just tell me where it is?
Yeah,
That'd
just
be
be
a lot
like,
easier.
hey, it's in 9-1. Like,
Yeah.
go get
That'd
it.
be great.
Yeah, so Mercs has seen Ganon. He's been in the room. Pretty sure he cannot bomb out of that room. So I'm like 99.99% sure it's a staircase.
Yeah, you're probably correct. Special K, by the way, is in 2 right now. I mean, he knows what's in 2. He's poking around right here looking for the Triforce to get his 7 to get the heck out of here. But he's going to be trying his best to catch on up. He picks up this Triforce in 2. I think he still needs to go find 4.
4. Yeah. He's got to do the push block for 4. Which he's not really that close to it. Mercs went 1 and then 4 with 5 right there as well. So he kind of got those in a little cluster.
There we go. Now we get the compass for Special K. He's going to know exactly where to go. Bag's putting in work. Well, we are in the northwest of the Skull, and we are trying our best to find stuff, but we're having a hard time getting up there. We've seen that room with the ropes on a few different occasions, though I don't, well, I mean, we also must have poked around in here because we got a bomb hole, but I don't know how invested we got in, like, the top section.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, Mercs does not track dungeons except for 9. So there's a nice little map check trying to confirm what he has versus what the game has. I think we're really looking for a very well hidden staircase.
Yeah, I mean, very invested. It looks like maybe like 3 under the A column for him hasn't been touched, but there's not a whole lot. No, we've been 3 under the A. Yeah, it's even worse than that.
Yeah, open door. Maybe we got to go to the right here. Oh, down and to the right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a shoot room, huh? Well, this is a little bit of a mess, isn't it?
Oh, gotta love a shoot room at 9.
Feels so classic.
Well, we're taking this stair, it looks like. I don't know where this one leads. I don't know if he might not have even taken it yet. Who knows?
You know, they say great equalizer out here in 9, and oh boy, it sure is right now. So, I mean, Mercs is...
This is real feel-bad territory,
yeah,
right?
that's exactly it.
Not knowing that he is light years ahead right now, like, you got to be feeling, like, real bad right now you're spending this much time in 9.
Oof. Alright, well, Special K is on the hunt right now to keep looking for dungeons.
Yeah, I think Special K might run into 8 before anything else, which, I mean, he only needs one more, right? So there's nothing in 4 he needs currently. There's been no Dig Doggers blocking anything except for the map in 9.
Yeah, and an hour and 15 minutes in, if you're missing 2 levels, you're going to dig whatever the first one is that you come across at that point.
Yeah, and the Triforce might be 2 rooms in, right? It might be like super good as Mercs finds his silver arrows finally. Let's go.
Well, we know where Ganon is. We know where Zelda is. It is going to take nothing short of a terrible Ganon fight for Special K to have the opportunity to come on back from this, but it is still there. It's still there.
And there is that Bogey's arrow we were speaking of earlier. Special K took a look at that as Mercs back to Ganon in the double moat room. 4 hits will be all it takes. We're going to meet him here in the middle. I love this aggressive strategy of Mercs here.
I mean, you get Red Ring, you get 1,000,000 hearts, 4 hits, and you get as aggressive as you can get to go churn through this this fight. Now, the route should be pretty quick from here to there. Oh, we found the second hint shop.
Yeah, I don't have enough money, though. It'd be interesting to see what was in there.
All right, we got Mercs very, very close to Zelda at this stage of the game. Especially if he finds 8.
Mercs is in what we call spray 'em mode. 124 rupees, silver arrows. You're going to spray those things as much as you want.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, get your GGs in chat for Money Mercs with an official racetime.gg finish time of 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 7 seconds. See if we can't get Mercs into the booth over here.
Yeah, we might get Special K in here as well. Yeah, he usually likes to finish out all of his seeds, so this is not too surprising. Money Mercs, my friend, welcome in GG's.
Yo 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 yo.
On to the brackets, my friend. How do you feel?
Felt good, man. That 9 was killing me, though. I kept looking at the race room. I didn't know where he was, because... I mean, I was chatting that thing for the most part, so... I kind of... I know the first thing you're going to ask is why didn't I buy the hints earlier, but... I just kept...
We were talking about it a lot.
I wasn't dying, and I was, like, getting good stuff, so I was like, you know what? I need 7. Let me just keep going until I make my way back up there eventually. And they were expensive, so I didn't want to save scum and, like, go all the way back up. I think there was a transport up there. No, actually there wasn't. Not there. Yeah, trust me, it crossed my mind like 300 times, so... But,
yeah, it would have paid off, but it wouldn't have made a difference, right? Special K with the classic 35-minute wood sword seed. He did a lot of exploration with the blue candle and just never found anything offensively to help him in that first 30 minutes.
I know one thing he had to find was money, because it was everywhere. I mean, that money was crazy in that scene. I was just like, this is nuts.
Yeah, trying to figure out what you guys were actually going to spend your cash on. The bomb upgrade was quite nice, and
yeah, and then I saw a hint for Red Ring, so I was like, well, I guess I'll just hold on to the money for arrows or like hints at this point. And then I started. I mean, you guys watched it, so like I didn't really hit like any like rupee thieves at all in the beginning, and then I just hit like a slew of them like towards the middle of the seed when I was doing other exploration. So I mean, it definitely dwindled down the money, but I was pretty comfortable money wise like the whole seed. So
yeah, Special K does pull the wand and Triforce out of 8, so it was a pretty quick 8. He's into 9, should be wrapping this thing up here pretty soon.
Yeah, I had the 8 and I was like, well, it's either 8 or 9, so I was like, at least if the 9 sucks, going in sub hour, at least you can route it. And you know, I felt pretty comfortable. I didn't die a lot, I didn't mess up a lot of stuff, so I was kind of flying through it. I mean, even getting the items and stuff, like I mean, I had 7 and a bunch of items going into 9. 50 something minutes, so it felt good.
Yeah.
Besides red ring, well, really the any key is what helped you out.
Yes, absolutely. That definitely changed some routing, made things a lot easier for you.
Yeah, I always see like the really good guys, and like I try and do it like sometimes like if I have a lot of like early like money, I'll just like buy a key, and like I'm like trying to work that into my game sometimes. So I bought like a key really early. I don't even know if I really needed it.
Oh,
I probably did.
did.
But, yeah.
As a matter of fact, you had to burn that key to get to the magical key.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah. So then that key really paid off then.
Yeah, made a huge difference for you, for
What,
sure.
what was the first item that was ladder block? Because I know, was that magic key? No, the Triforce was magic.
Yeah, there was the Triforce, and then the recorder in 4. 4 was like completely ladder blocked.
And that's actually going to be a problem here for Special K. And I don't believe that anything is Dig Dogger blocked to get to the princess or to get to Ganon, but we just saw the room that he was in. I believe that's the map room. The map is Dig Dogger blocked.
Yeah, 100%. That was the map room right there. So Special K is going to be doing this one blind from this point forward.
That 9 was screwy too. Like it was like a bunch of weird bomb walls and
that shoot room.
Well, let me say, yeah, the shoot room didn't really. I thought I was gonna get stuck, and then I was like, all right, like I had a potion, so I could have like got out of it, but I bombed it and went up. But the thing that had me screwed up, and like I know like other people say this, and like it's kind of like a known thing or whatever, but it was like Silver's Northwest, and I went back to the Northwest, so I'm like, when it's in that like middle quadrant of the map, like even though it's like considered Northwest, it's such a weird hint. So it's like, I started like second, I was like, well, did it say Northwest or did it say Southwest? And I was like, oh man, like it was like bugging me out. But I was like, let me go dig at least. I had a bunch of like rooms that I hadn't looked in, and then obviously it was like right around Ganon. I could have been out to sea 10 minutes earlier if I had checked those couple rooms over there.
And 20 minutes before that, if you would have bought the hints, but again, that's a different story. But yeah, you know, that was a really wonky 9. We were talking about the coordinates and the hints and how it's really easy to get confused in the middle section. But with the map and that big chunk taken out of the Northwest, it was just like, how do I get there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had on my tracker like a bunch of rooms open by staircase 2, so like they were kind of like in that quadrant, and I was like, I'm going to check. Like I jetted right to those rooms. Like I went back and I kind of like second guessed it, and I like bombed walls I had bombed already, and I was like, okay, let's go to where kind of like around where Ganon was, and I had like 2-3 rooms over there that I hadn't checked. But well, you guys said that I should have bought the hints or whatever, but the only hints I saw, I bought. I didn't see another. I don't know where.
Yeah, so the other hint was in Death Mountain. You know those 2 bomb spots west of the river?
2 bomb spots west.
Yeah, like the DM connector. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were there, but Special K only had like $30, and he knew everything at that point. Really, I mean, he might have bought them for silvers, but he just didn't have enough money to buy them, so we have no idea what they do.
Oh, so he didn't even see those ones? Or?
Yeah.
I got you. Yes, I don't feel bad about. I mean, like I said, I bought the one set of hints I saw. I bought kind of late, and it did give me something. I don't remember what.
Gave you the bow.
Did it
and then it gave you that. It gave you a bow. You didn't have to dig 2 because it gave you the boomerang. It gave you the whistle.
That was what it gave me. It gave me 2 had the boomerang because I had the other 2 hints already. I knew the other 2 things I had dug out, whatever those were, but it told me boomerang was in 2. And I just went in 2 because I was like, it's probably quick anyway. So obviously I just went to grab the try and get out, and I was in there for but a minute and a half.
Got liked into the blue boomerang too. I'm sorry that happened. There's a support group meeting later for.
I did
for that.
I did it accidentally, but it was for my man Fury. I had to do it for Ferg. So
I was gonna say, I assume you did it intentionally, knowing that is in fact the best boomerang. By the way, Special K.
And I knew for an absolute fact that it was not that way.
Rex wouldn't let me leave that one alone there, huh? Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I played pretty clean though. I mean,
you played great, man. You played absolutely great.
Yeah.
You did everything you needed to do. It wasn't your fault that the stuff that you needed was in like the last dungeons that you found.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, you don't feel that bad when you need 7 or 8. You know what I mean? When you need 5 and you do that, you're like, oh, I'm dead. You know, and you're at the back of the line of everybody in the race room. But when you need 7, it doesn't feel that bad. And even I had red ring and mags, so I was straight at that point. I even picked up raft for no reason.
Yeah, we weren't going to bring it up, but if you brought it up, you kill a couple of ropes in a room one time you didn't need to, but as we talk about all the time, race brain, just sometimes your brain shuts off and you just do dumb stuff, and luckily for you, it was only a couple things and you were just cruising, man.
Yeah, like I said, you definitely do weird stuff. I mean, like I'll do like a screen transition and I'm like fixing something on my tracker or like looking at something on the map or but I mean, for the most part, I don't think I did anything too screwed up. You guys would give me more crap if I did, so.
Yeah, no, it was pretty clean. It was just everything was pretty well hidden. Ladder was really big. You needed ladder to get power bracelet to get into 4. To get you a nice, quick Triforce, but I think 4 and 8 were pretty comparable.
I didn't see 8. I found it. I didn't go in it.
Special K, man, you need to go and take the stair right now. You need to move somewhere else. There you go.
Where is he at? 9?
Yeah, he's at 9. He's gonna take the stair that's gonna drop him off just a few rooms from Zelda.
Yeah, I mean, I'm friends with both of you guys. I mean, I know a lot of us in the community are at this point, but I mean, I've had some rough. I played Crush last week. I somehow David and Goliath steal the week before that. I've had Slamu in this tournament, so not saying Special K is bad, but compared to those guys that are like gods in this, it's like nice to get somebody at least on the same play level.
I mean, you guys he started April 2nd, you started May 27th, so you guys started running this, you have a vast amount of vanilla experience, but Rando, you guys started at the same time, but it has been kind of lopsided in your favor overall, but you guys, this is your second head-to-head matchup.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. You guys love stats, so you guys know more stuff than me. So.
Stats and facts.
Stats and facts and tracks. Don't forget Nochi.
Oh, and incidentally, while we're here, Special K has now finished with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 25 minutes, and 1 second. A difference of approximately 10 minutes between the two runners.
Before I forget, thanks Nochi too for tracking.
Yeah, Nochi's great. Tracked on the last time that we did one of these. Make sure that that Rex and I don't spend too much time just focusing on the wiki instead of actually looking at the race.
Yeah, we got to start a group chat between the three of us so we can coordinate that. This is our team going forward.
It's just crazy though. Like I mean, with these, I said something last night, maybe a little bit cocky on my end, and I really don't act like that, really, honestly, because I just know most of the time I'm playing against, really good players that have been here a long time, and somebody was like, don't get cocky, you know what happens with these seeds, and I was like, yeah, you're right. And I mean, even earlier I saw an upset, pretty big upset earlier today, and yeah, I definitely like came back down to earth and was like, I have to play how I would play the same way as against Crush, you know what I mean? Like, you can't slack off and get lazy in these, because if I went in 8 and he didn't, I mean, we could be completely flipped right now, so.
Yeah, no, we were talking about it. Special K joins us. GG's. There's a reason why Special K is 2-2, right? I mean, he's a great player.
No, he is. He is. GG, Special K.
GG's, Merc. Job well done.
Appreciate it.
Well, Special K, you got any questions for us about how the seed went?
The only thing that I regret in what I did was my adventures in 1, because I forgot I picked up the wood boomerang. I kept going back because I kept thinking I was missing a room, and I up and ate out of the map room, and I forgot that I did that. So I wasted time with 1. But otherwise, I really enjoyed what I did in 7. That was a lot of fun, and I wish I could do that more, but that's not really advisable in this tournament. But
yeah, the chat was absolutely wild. They're like, dude, he cleared that 7 out with a blue candle and got the red ring. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah. Once I bought the bomb upgrade, I'm like, okay, I can do stuff here. And like, I thought it's just, I don't care. Like, being without a sword doesn't bother me. I in last year's tournament, I was able. It made sense to take because we started on the start screen, and we had the option to take the candle. That made sense. You could do things, but obviously there's no extra candles here, so you can't do that. But if I can do stuff with a candle and bombs, I'm going to. It's fun, and I like it.
Yeah, I think really the turning point is when you scrolled over to, what is that, 2Q5 or 1Q5, and you died on that screen instead of going back east. I mean, if you would have gone back east and popped the sword at that point, I mean, this would have been a completely different ball game.
Yeah. I don't think I did not feel hampered by my lack of sword at any point, really. So that didn't really bother me.
Yeah, I think just the distribution of items. I mean, you both got the red ring. You got it maybe 10, 15 minutes before Mercs did, but then there was just no offense. Like, you just, in your strategy, you need some offense to come. And we never saw the red candle. We saw the wand way too late. I mean, you get anything like that, and it's, your strategy really pays off because you had great exploration of 2, 3, 5, 6. I mean, it was a great race to watch.
Yeah, and those offense items had to be in either 8. Actually, I mean, there's a few offense items, so they had to be split between 8 and 9, which is just terrible luck, right? When you're going through and you're doing things the swordless route.
Yeah, I thought he saw 8 items. I was gonna say white sword must have been 9 then, because you said he saw wand. So
yeah, either the
wand
red
was
candle
pretty near the Triforce, so
either the red candle or the white sword in 9. Never saw enough to determine that, but I mean that's every offensive thing in 8 and 9: candle, wand, sword, silvers. Like, that's just
and you know what's
tough.
And you know what's crazy too? As many stairs, I took 5 stairs in 9. I never saw an item. I didn't see either item in there. I mean, I didn't need it, but I'm just saying I just thought about that.
I mean, other than the silvers.
Oh well, right, silvers I did see. So I guess white sword or candle was in there, and then I guess the other one was in 8. Right.
Mercs, did you buy the hints on Death Mountain?
No, I didn't even see them.
Okay.
Yeah, we really were wondering what was in that last hint shop.
Yeah, I didn't have anywhere close to enough money by the time I found that. If I didn't accidentally save instead of retrying when I bought the first round of hints, I would have just bought those hints straight up and moved on. But
I was like moving through. That's what I told them. I was like, I know you guys are gonna ask me why I didn't buy the hints earlier, and like I was just moving through the seed, and like I think I had ladder and any key at that point. I was like, well, I feel pretty good already, so I was like, let's just keep checking a couple more spots, and like I'll work my way back up and like save and go save scum. And I just kept running into levels and other stuff, and I was kind of breezing through it all. So I was just like, you know what? I was like, when I get to it, I get to it. And I normally like really prioritize that, but for whatever reason in this one I didn't. I did see the first set. I mean, like I said, by the time I got to them, I already knew 2 hints, and then it told me Boomerang was in 2. So that was, I mean, it wasn't that helpful, but.
Well, we got Mercs pulling the 3 and 2, guaranteed spot in the upper bracket. Special K at the 2 and 3, still a shot at the upper bracket though at this point in time. You know, it's been a good run. It was a great match for the two of you. You have any final thoughts on the tournament, on the match, on anything like that today?
Yeah, just GG's to you guys. GG to Special K. Speed Gaming as usual. Everybody in the Z1R community to helps out and puts this stuff on. It's fun. Hopefully we got a big crowd for the last race of the night. There's been 1 million today at the end of the night. And I'm just glad that, respectfully, that I kind of playing with house money next week, because you know what the wheel does. So
yeah, that's true. We're gonna see some fun with that.
Yeah, same thing as Mercs. This was a lot of fun. Thank you, Mercs. Thank you, Neo. Thank you, Rex. Thank you, Nochi. Thank you, Speed Gaming. enjoyed
And
this.
peace.
Thank
Peace.
All right. Well, thank you guys. With that being said, I think we're gonna go take the opportunity to close up shop here today. I'll make sure to call out a lot of the same thank yous. I mean, first off, SpeedGaming getting us hosted for the viewers coming out and actually watching something like this is fantastic. It gets more activity, more of these things going. Nochi for doing our tracking for today. For Special K and Mercs for running for the benefit of everybody here, and of course my co-commentary, PDX Rex. As always, it was a pleasure to talk
Dude,
about
it's
this race with you.
always a great time just to hang out and talk to you and have Nochi backing us up. A little bit of house cleaning. We do have 3 matches left tomorrow. We have it's not a double header; it's a double time. Both 1 o'clock Eastern. We will have DEM Gaming versus a Bommy 819, and the Pirate Sheep versus Ice Blue. So that is DEM and Bommy, 2 wins each. Winner of that one's going to get in. Pirate Sheep Ice Blue is a 3-1 matchup. So whoever is there is going to kind of solidify a top seed opportunity. And then we also have Vonky and Rando Runner, but they are currently not scheduled. So there could possibly be a 3rd match tomorrow. Just got to keep your eyes on the information, exclamation mark Z1R 2025 will get you the links for everything that you need to get that information.
And as always, the call to arms will go out there. If you guys are interested, take a look over to the Z1R wiki. There's also links to get to the Discord for joining this group. If you're a watcher, if you're a stalker over here, so to speak, if you just pay attention to these races and you don't necessarily get involved in the community and you've thought about doing so, you have plenty of opportunities to join for commentary, to join for tracking. We can get you up to speed pretty quickly, and it would be great.
Yeah, if you look for the, if you search volunteer on the wiki, they'll give you some great information on all of that. And with that being said, thanks again to you as well, Neon and Nochi, for hanging out with me tonight. I think it's time to shut this thing down and go to bed so we can get ready for the 2 matches tomorrow. So for me, as always, so long and thanks for all the rupees.
Well, have a good evening. Take care. Thanks again.